What is up, you guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Mackenzie. If you're not new, thank you for coming back. So I was on Amazon a few weeks ago, and in that little suggested section, I found this weird looking tool that said it was for stained glass. So I clicked on it, ended up down a deep rabbit hole on Amazon of weird looking or even useful stained glass tools, stuff I just haven't seen or tried before. So I've got 7 different things here, a mixture of useful, strange looking, strange purpose tools, all that fun stuff. So we're going to open it up, take a look at it, test it out, and see what comes. If I like any of it, maybe it'll be in my permanent tool kit. So we're gonna test all this stuff out. That sounds like something you're into. Let's get started. All right, guys, I zoomed you in a little bit closer. Hopefully you can see okay. We're just gonna quickly go over all of these tools and give a little bit of a background on them before we actually test them out. So before we do that, make sure you're subscribed. I appreciate everybody that's watching out there. I just hit 6K, which is so crazy. And speaking of, if you haven't already entered my giveaway, I'm hosting a giveaway, which you can win a $50 gift card to a craft store, or I'm going to custom make a $50 glass pack pulled from my personal collection. So that ends on February 20th. Go check it out. I'll link that down below. It's the Valentine's Day wreath and giveaway video. So now that that's out of the way, let's crack into all of these packages. I don't know which one I want to open first. I think we'll start with hopefully a useful one. So let's start with this big one. So I had never seen this before until the other day, and I think it's something that I didn't notice until I actually bought it, because I've been down in this area of Debbie's house, so the owner of Toy Town Stained Glass. I've been in her area that she actually teaches class many times, and I'd never noticed this until I purchased one. So this thing, this is called Mr. Splash. It's literally a splash guard. So if you guys have been watching my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I actually used to grind my glass inside a bucket, which comment down below if you guys still want to see a video on that. It's not something that I use really anymore now that I'm a homeowner. I have the space to just have it out and the ability to clean all of that stuff up. But if you want to see what my grinder bins used to look like or how I made them, comment down below and I'll still do that video. But this, it's essentially going to do the same thing, I think. So this is called Mr. Splash, and this goes around the back side of our grinder. So of course, you guys will see it when I actually show it in a minute, but again, it's called Mr. Splash. I'm going to link all of this stuff in today's video down below. They're not affiliate links. I'm still nobody on YouTube, but I just put them there so it's easier for you guys. I'll link everything that I show you in today's video down below. I got it all from Amazon. So again, it's called Mr. Splash. It goes around the back side of our grinder. This catches the glass. You see that? So our grinder will be right inside here, and theoretically it catches the water and all the flying glass bits. I mean, it might even be beneficial to get a couple of these because it's more Jesus, because it's more wide than it is long. I wish these side pieces were just as wide as this is, you know what I mean? So if the grinder fits in here, it kind of splashes everywhere, where hopefully it'll still catch a lot of it from the back, but I don't know. We'll test it out. We'll see. This is Mr. Splash. So I think this is definitely one of those really useful tools out of today's video. Okay, so number 1, Mr. Splash. What else do we want to look at? So this is a fume extractor. I'm really excited about this, and I believe it has replaceable charcoal filters, which is really cool. Oh, that's probably one of them. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This looks like a replacement. Cool. Okay, that's good to know. So there's already a filter in here, and it comes with a fresh, clean replacement, which I love. So this is literally just a fan with a little bit of a charcoal filter on the back. And hopefully when we plug this in, when we're soldering, it's going to extract all of that fume away from our face, which is awesome. I'm really excited to have this. I think this is the perfect size for whether you're in a house or an apartment. If it's just you soldering, something this size is going to be fantastic. So this is called the grinder cookie. Now, again, I get often asked, how do I do anything with my nails? How do I function? How do I make stained glass? When the answer is I do it the same way you guys do. But I will admit, sometimes it's hard to hold on to things with a good enough grip with my nails as it would be if I had my fingertips. So something like this might be really helpful for me. This is again called the grinder cookie. What do they call it? So it's the ultimate table foiler companion tool. Extends the life of your grinder head, saves wear and tear on fingers, and positions and holds glass during grinding. So we've got the grinder cookie, we've got Mr. Splash, we've got the fume extractor. What else do we want to test out? What is this one? This is a copper foil dispenser. So there's a couple reasons why I'm skeptical about this. Number one, it is just as easy to use your copper foil by sitting the roll on the table right next to you. I don't think something like a copper foil holder or a copper foil dispenser is going to be that revolutionary, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing yet. But of course, I'll keep you guys posted if I do end up liking it and using this long term. So, copper foil dispenser, this is what it looks like. Okay, so next up, this is the original tool that caught my eye that I was like, what in the F is that? This is it. This is the tool that was suggested to me that caused this entire video. Is that not the weirdest thing you've ever seen? This is for foiling. This little roller is for technically burnishing your foil, and same thing with this pointed side and these little grooves. So what does the back say? It says SSRR smooth roller for easy neat foiling for all sizes and shapes of glass. So this is the tool that sparked this entire video. Is that just me, or does this look like a weird ass tool to you guys too? You'll have to let me know in the comments down below. This is what sparked this entire video. Another random tool. This is called the Quick Crimp. This was also on the wall. So again, something I never noticed until I actually bought it. Then I pointed out, I was like, oh my God, that's been here the whole time. But it's on Amazon. This thing is called the Quick Crimp. This is the new foil crimper that quickly and easily crimps and seals foil tight to the glass in one stroke. It is self-adjusting from 1/16 to 1/4 inch thick glass. I don't know. Again, maybe this is gonna be revolutionary for me, but I feel like no, probably not. The Quick Crimp, we're going to test it out. I'm so excited. This stuff seems so stupid. I don't know why I'm so excited. Okay, so the very last one, the Glass Star Stand Glass Foiler. And hopefully the Glass Star is going to foil our glass for us, so we're not even the artists anymore, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't mean to be offensive to anybody. That was just a joke. I know my hands are already in so much pain, and I'm right under 30 years old, and I can feel the damage it's done to my hands and my wrists often. I have carpal tunnel in both hands now. So I was just kidding, but this is the Glass Star Stained Glass Foiler. This thing is theoretically going to foil our glass for us. I think this thing was over 50 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'll link everything down below, but this is the last piece we're going to be testing out, the Glass Star Stained Glass Foiler. Open up this and we'll open up the dispenser, make sure everything's together, then we'll start testing all of this fun stuff out. All right guys, so we've got all of our stuff to the side here. I think this is going to be the only piece we're going to have to actually assemble, so I'm gonna do that before we get started. Alright guys, by nothing short of a miracle, I've got this thing together and ready to go. I'd like to consider myself a pretty smart person, but doing this thing upside down was a doozy. So, we've got to get some glass prepared to actually put that thing to the test. Now, for some reason, so many people out there are thoroughly offended by the fact that I only use running pliers and hate nippers, so I'm going to give you guys a good peek into how I can possibly cut glass with just running pliers. It's a miracle. right, so now we've got all of these scrap pieces to choose from, plenty of curves, plenty of straight edges, round edges, all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna set you guys both above and to the side so you guys can get a good view of what this thing is actually doing while it's trying to foil, and we'll start foiling. Obviously, these pieces would be washed and ground, but for the sake of this video, we're just gonna go right into foiling them, so we're gonna pretend that these are already ground. All right, guys, so from what I understand, this piece is supposed to stay down, and this machine, if that's what we can call this thing, is actually going to almost crimp the edges around it as well. We have to go back in and really pinch them down and burnish them, but that's why there are grooves inside this wheel down here. So we're set up pretty good here. I've got scissors handy. And I've also got my smooth roller handy because we're going to have to really pinch down and burnish the edges. This won't fully fold them on like they need to be, but it will fold them a little bit. So I've got a couple different angles, so hopefully you guys are going to be able to see this thing okay and actually see what it's meant to do. So again, we're going to pretend that this is already ground glass for the sake of time in this video. We're not going to grind them. I'm just going to give this thing a shot. I'm just pushing in pretty hard and pulling at the same time. It seems to be working, kind of. But it definitely needs to be secured to the table. But it still did the job. It still foiled. I'm sure this thing is going to be a huge learning curve. But now that it's together, I can actually see this thing being an asset to have in your toolbox. I do think I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it. Let me go grab a couple clamps so I can really use this the way it's intended. All right, so hopefully that'll work for the sake of this video. Let's try this moon. Okay, so it already feels much better. Okay, so I think this moon is going to be too deep for this machine. Oh, maybe not. I think I made contact everywhere. It already feels so much better having the clamps down. It's rough looking, but I mean, the glass isn't ground. And that's a really deep curve for that to take care of. Let's try a straight edge. So once you've got it set up, it's pretty easy to situate, and I imagine it would be pretty easy and quick to switch foil sizes or put a new roll on, so that's good. So I'm pushing pretty hard into the foiler, and I couldn't do that if I didn't have those clamps down. Oh, I messed this one up a little bit. I let go. I started going too fast. But I'm really letting the foiler do the majority of the work here. It is foiling very even. I will give it that. The foil is perfectly even on all sides. And mind you, this is a piece of glass that hasn't even been ground yet. This is where I messed up, I think. But you know what? This isn't bad, guys. I'm kind of impressed. I had some serious doubts about this thing. All right, so let's try something like this, a really random shape. Let's take out our smooth roller here because obviously these edges need to be finished. This is nice. I don't know what this is made of, but look at that, definitely burnished it. Nice and smooth. You can see these edges aren't finished. Let's do those. Wow, I'm really impressed. This is absolutely working. I mean, I guess, why wouldn't it? It's just a weird looking tool. But this is great. And it's fun. It's fun to do it. Immediately, I know that I'm going to use this often. This thing right here. I don't know how much I'd be using this end, but I love this roller so far. All right, so glass star gets a pass from me. The SSRR smooth roller gets a pass from me. Okay, so hear me out for a second. If you guys have been watching my channel, you know the drill. So we're only a couple pieces in, but we're already 15 minutes in. I've already almost got the entire video edited, so I will get the other half up tomorrow. But just to make it easier on those people that can't sit through a 30-minute video, and to make it easier on me uploading a video, we're gonna split this in two. So if you're curious and want to see what the rest of those tools do, which again, totally shocked me. Okay, so part 2 will be up tomorrow. I'm sorry guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload that video tomorrow. I'll see you then.